Good afternoon, fans. Welcome to the PJBT on YouTube. Today we are coming to you from Leisure Lanes in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Adult Junior number 6. We are done with our qualifying rounds. We are waiting to find out who the top 4 seeds are for both Scratch and Handicap. We will be with you very shortly. Stay tuned. Okay. Michael Martell and Curtis Stid qualifying first in Scratch at plus 645. Alyssa Bridigan and Ryan Wyant plus 604. Antonio Reyes and Brad Kemp 586. Brian Belanen and John Longacre 570. Gene Blair, Jack Selmer cashed at 5th. Ryan Graham and Ben Rhines plus 553 is 6th. These scores are outrageous. Zirkle and Hawkins plus 544 gets 7th. Althouse and Himmelreich finishing 8th at plus 464. Outrageously high scores today on High Street. Haley Brown, Christine McKendry plus 299, first in handicap. Jakey and Becca Gilbert plus 216, second. Andrew and Doug Sass, third at plus 175. Shirts and Vital plus 145. By the way, Chris Vital in the last game of qualifying shot 300 and the first game of the extra qualifying shot 300. Back to back. Brian and Brianne Hood finish 5th. They cash. Ruth and Busby Finishing sixth, cash spot today. Debris and Anderson, your last cash spot and handicap at plus 80. All right, we got everybody just about lined up for player introductions. Would you like to come on the live stream? Why not? What are you afraid of? That's the idea. Don't you think I worry about stuff like that every week with myself? As I say that while I'm not on mute. We have a Vital right in the middle of our screen. Wave. He's the guy that shot back-to-back 300s today. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got to remember. I got pot pie coming. I think they're each bowling a game, but don't quote me on that.
I'm pretty sure it's own game. Yeah, it's their own game, yeah.
Your mom's coming on the live stream, so go sit your butt down. You're going to be here for 2.5 hours yet.
Okay, got a mic and we're all set.
All right, and we are ready to go.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time to introduce our finalists for the 6th major of the season, or I should say our 6th adult junior event of the season. Today from here at Leisure Lanes in Lancaster. We have 4 teams on each side for our finals today. It is a eliminator-style finals with the bottom team being eliminated after each match. We'll have a total of 3 games. Okay? Time to introduce our scratch finalists. Our 4th seed team from Gilbertsville, PA, Brian Belanen and John Longacre.
John Longacre and Brian Belanen, your 4th seed. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to move. Sir,
Number 3 seed
you guys need to
from
move over there.
Reading,
Sorry.
Pennsylvania, Antonio Reyes and Brad Kemp.
Antonio Reyes and Brad Kemp, your number 3 seed.
You
don't have to go that far.
For the finals
Right there is fine.
from Reading, PA, Alyssa Bridingham and Ryan Wyatt.
Alyssa Bridingham and Ryan Wyatt, your number 2 seeds. Team thrown together at the last minute yesterday.
At plus 645 for 8 games today. From Brooklyn, New York, Michael Martell and his partner Curtis Stidd.
And Michael Martell, Curtis Stidd, your top qualifiers today in the scratch division. An ugly group indeed.
Okay, now it is time to introduce our 4 handicap teams for the finals. Our 4th seed team from Lancaster, PA, Carrie Shirts and Chris Vital.
Carrie Shirts, Chris Vital, your number 4 seed today in the handicap.
Our number 3 seeds from Walkersville, Maryland, Andrew and Doug Sack.
Andrew and Doug Sash, your 3 seed.
Our number 2 seeds for the finals today from Schuylhaven, Pennsylvania, Jacob and Becky Gilbert.
Jacob and Becky Gilbert, your number 3 seed.
And our tournament leaders at plus 299 for 8 games from Berwick, PA, Haley Brown and Christine McHenry.
Haley Brown and Christine McKendry, your top seeds today in the handicap side. Much better looking people in the handicap side.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get ready for practice. And yes.
Eliminator number 1.
All right, so joining me right now in the broadcast booth are my 2 children. To my left, we got Daniel. To my right, we got Brandon. Hello, gentlemen.
Hiya.
Congratulations for not making the finals today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, at least you cashed.
Scored well enough to make
Yes.
finals.
Well, your partner did.
Hey, I only had 1 game under 200.
Oops. So, Brandon, how did you attack this high street pattern today?
I really didn't attack it. I kind of just threw it.
Okay.
You gonna ask me the same question?
As soon as he gives me a better answer.
Basically, I played straight the first couple games and started fallback in game 3.
Really?
Yep.
You fall back.
Yes.
That's
No,
why
he-
you didn't.
he-
That's why you
he
didn't qualify.
Did not play fallback.
All right. Now, why don't you tell me how you attack this pattern today with your? You know, by the way, just to show how much my kid messed up, I offered him $100 if he got back-to-back-to-back 8-pins because he left back-to-back ones on the right lane in Game 7, and he didn't do it.
Off my hand, I said that had a chance. Apparently, it went high.
Yes, it did. You were a little bit. You're about a board and a half right of where you were your other shots. Yes, if he stone an 8 in the 7th, I would have gave him 100. Stone an 8th in the 9th and the 7th, I would have given you 500.
I tried. Okay? I tried. I didn't move. I tried.
So how did you attack High Street today?
Do you want me to tell you the balls that I threw?
You threw just about all of them.
I threw actually like 5, 6 different balls. Well, I started in between second and third arrow, and I pretty much migrated left as it got drier. And depending on what it was looking like, I tried to match up a ball, but I couldn't really do anything for the first 4 games. Then I just picked a random ball out of my bag and shot 260. It is. It's very true.
Maybe you need to take lessons from Tevin.
Probably should. Maybe he can give me some better ball choices.
You know, he bought that equipment off of us, and he's been in Fuego ever since.
When we sell them?
I don't know.
I know one was a freak show. I know that ball is pretty good, actually.
Yes.
And the other one was pink. That's all I can tell you.
All I know is if I'm going to sell equipment like that and people's averages go up 45 pins, I'm going to start getting more money.
Go ahead.
I am. So we got a couple new faces here today. We got Alyssa Bridingham, by the way, who turned 16 last week, and I completely blew it. I promised her I would say happy birthday on the live stream last week, and I absolutely blew it.
Well, happy birthday now.
Yes, happy belated birthday. And by the way, she got her permit already, not like somebody else. I think that hurt me.
Good for you.
Let's see here. Over on the handicap side, our leaders, Haley Brown and what's her mom's name?
Christine
McHenry. Haven't seen much of them. I know they made the show once, I believe.
They cashed at Stanton.
Okay.
They did not make the finals yet.
Okay.
Haley, however, made the finals at the Rose Bowl major.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I knew I've seen Haley somewhere. And Chris Vitale, like I said earlier, shot back-to-back 300s, Game 5 and Game 6. Then I asked him how he did in Game 7. He said, I got the first 2 strikes, and then I missed the head pin. Oops. Guess the nerves started to get into him.
That would probably seem that way after 26 in a row.
Yes. Good to see Michael Martell back. He's been out at Robert Morris. Actually surprised to see him here. Maybe his semester is done already.
A lot of people from college are home.
Why aren't they here? Belanen and his partner Longnecker, they blew up the last 3 games. They shot close to 1,500. In fact, it might have even been a little more than 1,500, their final 3. And then we got Mr. Motive, Ryan Wyatt. Hi, Ryan. Mr. Motive. Antonio Reyes, let's see. I think the shirt that he's wearing today, he probably can't rip.
Always got an extra loan hand, baby.
Antonio is known for ripping shirts when he throws bad shots to lose tournaments. We got Curtis the Stud Stitt, business owner, entrepreneur. Michael Martell, soon to be CPA. Following in PA Fatz's footsteps, of course. Over in the handicap side, we got Becky Gilbert, manager of Strike Zone up in Pottsville. Her son Jacob, who is getting taller every time I see him. Doug Sass and his son from Maryland. They always do a strong showing here in our adult juniors. Andrew's always sporting that red, white, and blue shirt of his. What do we got going on our message board today? When are you guys going to have a camera for the scoring? You know, we used to have a camera for the scoring, and then we started switching cameras around, and honestly, people kind of like it better when I do close-up shots of the other ones. If you guys want to donate some money so I could do camera 5 and camera 6, or sorry, let me take 2. Camera 4 and camera 5, I would be more than happy to put them on the scoreboards. Although here, I would need camera 4, camera 5, camera 6, and camera 7 because there's TVs between each scoring monitor.
And you get copyright strike probably for that hockey
yes,
game.
we would have to get the TV off of the score monitor between lanes 33 and 34. So I would
43
actually,
and 44.
I would actually need 4 cameras to do the scoring today. Now, I will say this. Matthew and I talked about this week about buying a digital program to do the scoring, so I wouldn't have to get cameras up there. I am researching it as we speak. So maybe by championship weekend we will have something ready to go by that. But then I will need help doing this. It's a little hard for me to do scores and commentate at the same time. And I'm sure all my peeps out there would rather me commentate. Right? Right?
Yes, Dad.
Thank you. What else? I don't know what that symbol means.
It's like a triangle pointing up to the last message.
Does. Somebody wants Doug and Andrew Sass to do some work. All right, so what? Hell yeah. That price? That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I might have to bid against you. Gosh darn it. Are you starting to get like my kid? You're going to have a living room full of bowling equipment? Ah. All right, so let's go around the horn here. Let's look at what else we got. We got the camera on the scratch match. That'll be the handicap matching game 2 and back to the scratching game 3. And there's our camera. We got to adjust that a little bit. Adjust that way a little bit. Adjust. A little more. 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 Keep going. That's. Hold on. That's good. Go ahead.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time for our first of 3 eliminator matches for the finals. On the stretch side, we have our 4 teams: Martel Stid, Bridingham Wyant, Reyes Kemp, and Bellingen Longacre. On the handicap side, we have Brown McHenry. We have Gilbert, Sass, and Schertz Vital. All the handicaps for each team are on the right with the adult. Three bowler teams move it on to eliminator number 2. Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our 18th.
All right, we are just about ready to go. Daniel, I'm going to cue you in a moment or two because I have a question, or there's been a question asked about urethane. What do you think about urethane in the future sport of bowling? You think about that for a minute. right, looks like Michael Martell is up first, lane 41, lefty, and he goes 10 in the pit. Saw a lot of that today from Mr. Martell. Chris Vitale with a strike. Saw a lot of that of him, too. Curtis Stead. Actually, we saw a lot of strikes from everybody today, except for Brandon.
Yes. That's something
I
I
didn't
did
strike
not do
that
much.
Carry a little nerves, being in front of PA Fats for the first time.
That should make you nervous.
It does.
That's not nerve-wracking.
Donna, the format right now is all 4 teams are going to be bowling, low team out. Then the remaining 3 will bowl a game, low team out, and then the final 2. Alyssa Brodingham's first shot, 10 in the pits. Her and her partner Ryan were a last-minute put-together team. She was originally supposed to bowl with somebody else who pulled out with a hand injury. Ryan was gracious enough to say he'd bowl. Antonio Reyes, first shot, he leaves a 2-pit. Jacob Gilbert on the handicap side, he goes. 10 back, gives it a fist pump. Haley Brown now up quickly on lane 43, future wife of my kid, Brandon. Maybe.
Most likely.
And she splits. I guess she didn't like that idea.
No.
No. Brad Kemp. Solid 10. And Christine on lane 44. Leaves a 6-pin. Antonio converts his spare. Oh, interesting way for Haley almost to make that split. Got Christine and Brad throwing their spares at the same time. Brad makes his 10-pin. Christine makes her 6-pin. We got some deadwood we got to take care of. Deadwood.
You just re-rack it and throw a ball.
We are. Blainen comes in high, leaves a 2-pin. Andrew Sass came in high as well. He leaves a 6-10. His pop goes 10 back and a little fist pump for him. So, Daniel, what do you think about urethane in the future? It is kind of making a comeback.
I'm sure I could ask probably a lot of older bowlers, maybe not necessarily you, but people that bowl maybe on the Pro Tour, maybe the 50 Tour, that think that bowling should just go back to urethane and wood lanes. Like, I actually would agree with that. Don't look at me.
Ryan turns around and says, I'd be out of a job.
He can't throw urethane. What's urethane? I'd certainly wouldn't mind going back to urethane and plastic.
Yes. 24 feet of oil.
Maybe not that.
I would.
I like my 40 feet of oil. But
it's a little harder with urethane.
I think it's a little harder. Makes actually take some skill maybe to strike, and not saying nobody here has skill, but I think it was really easy to strike today.
It was.
I mean, combination of the pattern, the balls, and the
Yes.
place
Yes.
all kind of played a factor into that. I think if everybody had to throw urethane on a 24-foot pattern, if you were 500 over, that'd probably be some sort of state record or something. Because that would be pretty insane.
Hey, back in my day, with the pancake cores, with urethane and plastic, if you averaged 200, you were a gosh darn good bowler.
Yeah, now that doesn't seem to be much of an accomplishment anymore.
No, I could come back to bowling after 9 years and do that in no time. But then again, I'm PA
You could
Fats.
maybe shoot your first 300 in a year.
Maybe.
That's another thing that's a lot of people seem to be doing. I mean, I'm sure back then, you know, people were 30, 40 years of age and never had a 300. Now, you can go ask a 10-year-old and he says he has 2 or 3.
Yes, that is true. Absolutely.
So
Good
I
shot
should-
there by Curtis.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the game just go back to urethane. Maybe not necessarily wood lanes, because there's a lot of keep up that has to stay on them.
Absolutely.
So you could keep the synthetic lanes, but urethane and plastic would be pretty hard. I think a lot of people would have to almost revamp their entire game.
That is true. Thank you for the very astute answer. Good shot there by Ryan. Probably would not have been able to do that with urethane.
What'd he do?
Tripped out, I don't know, like the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like that.
Yeah, I would have did that with urethane.
Here, watch. Here, let's see if we can.
Yeah, he wouldn't have did that with urethane. That would have been
Yeah.
that might have been a big 4 with urethane.
Whoops.
That's why he thought my idea was dumb, because you can't do that.
I got to remember how to get this off now. Oh, wait, it's up here. Dink,
Good job.
dink, dink. Now.
What'd
You
do?
guys do play-by-play for a minute.
All right, so what did Antonio leave? He left the 10 pin. He looking to make that spare. He was on a spare. Kemp stepping up here. He goes a little wide, leaves it 2-5. Christine makes the 1-2-9, I believe that was. Antonio with the house ball makes his 10 pin.
Really?
Yeah, he's throwing a house ball at it.
Excellent.
Andrew leaves a split, the 4-7-10. He'll be looking to get 2 off of that.
Antonio channeling his inner Anthony Nyer.
Yes. Kemp makes it 2-5. He's on back-to-back spares. Doug Sass, 10 in the pit. Well, 9 in the pit, 1 in the deck.
There we go.
Andrew gets 2. He went spare open to start his game. 26 in the second scratch. They're getting 16 pins a handicap.
Oh, yes, I didn't talk about handicaps.
Belanen strikes.
Let's see here. Brown and McHenry are getting 98 pins. The Gilberts are getting 59. The Sasses are getting 16. And Schertz and Vitale are getting 6.
Longacre, 10 in the paper. He did that a little bit the last few games.
That he did.
Shooting 8-17, was it? Something like that?
I believe it was, yes. So we'll leave our scratch camera up here for a minute or two, and we'll go over to handicap.
Chris Vitale leaves the swishing 7. He was on a double. And Kerry Schertz with a strike.
Good shot there by Kerry.
Interesting fact, Chris actually shot 2 300s today.
Yes, we've said that about 4 times now.
Okay. I'm not here.
They were back-to-back.
Were they?
Yes, they were. Game 5 and Game 6.
Martel strikes for 3 in a row. And Curtis is looking to do the same.
I believe it was game 3. Curtis and Martel both had the front 10. They did.
Yes.
They both choked. Martel left a flat 7 and Curtis left a ring 10.
Well, let's not call that choking. If they left a Greek church, that would be.
They choked. I mean, you choked on the front 11.
That I did.
Ditch. At least you didn't get 2. That'd be funnier, though.
Yes. Let's see what Becky could do on 44. She goes 10 back.
Ryan Wyatt, Mr. Motive, leaves a 6 pin.
We say he's Mr. Motive because he's on Motive's staff. Good shot there by Alyssa. She's got the front three. It's good to see her coming out of her struggles. She had been struggling for the past few weeks. We know that because you bowl with her on a Saturday morning.
At least on a Saturday, she's been struggling for probably 2 months.
Yes.
Ever since high school pretty much ended. Antonio strikes. That's his first strike of the match.
Haley picks up the baby split.
Good spare, Haley. Let's see if Christine can make her spare. Then we'll go back over to this. We'll leave Andrew's shot up, and then we'll go back to the scratch side. He comes in high, leaves just the 4-pin. Yes, as Cole said, the pattern is High Street, 46 feet of fun.
44.
44, sorry.
About 80 to 90% of the oil on the lane is between 10 and 10. So there was some sort of friction to the right, but there was, for a while, probably still there, and out of bounds outside of 5 for right-handers. Because most of them are playing in.
All right, so let's look at some scores here on the handicap side. Chris and Carrie with, looks like 84 with their handicap. Becky and Jacob with 127. Christine and Haley with 158. Doug and Andrew, 26 and 4 with 72. So very, very large disparity, but that's because of the handicap. We'll see where that goes. The scratch side, Mr. Martell and Mr. Stid both have the front three. Alyssa Brodingham with the front three. Her partner, Ryan Wyatt, spare, strike, spare. Antonio Reyes, spare, spare, strike. His partner, Brad Kemp, spare, spare, spare. Belanen, spare, double. And John, double, and he just left that 2-5.
Early, it looks like you're probably, if you shoot 480 and scratch, I wouldn't feel safe. You probably have to, as of right now, I'd be looking, you probably want at least 500.
Oh, we'll see how it shakes out. We have a flag on the scoring on 41. Do you see the flag?
41?
Yes, look at the golf flag on 41. Now it's on 42. Look how the strikes line up.
Oh.
I was
Well,
looking at the
because-
backdrop.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, because there's a golfer above 44
Yes, there is.
looking for a flag on 41.
Always do like coming to Leisure looking at their backdrops. The scenes of Lancaster County.
Farms, cows.
Four farms.
There's a bowling pin over there.
Oh, almost a weird hit there from. By the way, speaking of weird hits, did anybody see the hit at the Masters this
That
week?
4-pin.
Yes.
That was a good 4-pin.
I think they determined it was actually the head pin.
Oh. It could have been. I
Yes.
could see. That finals was interesting. Our Joe Pelusic was on it.
Yes, lost his match by a stick.
Yeah, the opponent, which was
Steve Klepkin.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that guy, needed a 20-pin fill. He went strike, ring 10, spared it for a 1-pin victory.
Yep. Good run, though, for our friend Joey Pants. $10,000 for his 4th place finish.
Not
Slightly
bad.
slightly more than 4th place he'll get here today. Slightly.
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 Wyatt trips a 6-pin. He could do that with urethane.
That he can. Let's see what Alyssa could do. She's working on the front three.
That's right.
She steers it back.
I think
Andrew Sass.
that shot kind of shows how outside is dry, because Alyssa has a lower rev rate.
I thought you just said there was out of bounds.
I said outside of 5.
Dougie
Granted-
and Andrew Sass both striking.
That was in practice. So
Antonio
we're a little
leaves a
late.
9-pin. Good shot there by Brad Kemp. Gets his first strike of the match. Chris Vital with a strike. Let's see what Carrie could do. She comes in high, leaves the big 4. Antonio makes his spare. For those of you watching for the first time, welcome. If you like what you see, kindly hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand portion of your screen. If you have notifications on, you will be notified each and every time we go live on the PJBT on YouTube, even when I do some technical fixes like I did at home this week.
Yeah, press the subscribe button, and then it'll say subscribe right next to it. Right next to it is a bell. You have to click that to get notifications every single time I go live.
And as always, our message board is live and operational. Feel free to chime in. Any questions, any comments? Just keep it adult-like. Only I could talk childlike.
Yes.
Right, son number 2?
Right.
Move your headphone up thing. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. 5-pin for Becky Gilbert. I'm in. She waves. Belaney goes 10 back. That's a spare 3-bagger for him. We'll give it one more frame, and then we'll do some scores again. Haley Stone's a 10. Five in a row for Martel.
Curtis gets 5.
Yes.
I saw him do something very similar earlier. He went front 4, 4.
Ooh. Well, he stepped up. He went front 5-5.
Good count.
Yes. By the way, it looks like the Penguins trounced the Flyers today.
I believe the score is 5-1.
Oops.
So 3 games and 3 blowouts.
Yes. Christine makes her spare on the handicap side. What ball is Ryan throwing there?
Well, once I could see it. He was throwing a Forza SS earlier. He is throwing a Primal Fear. So think of the Primal Rage remix and a little bit longer and probably a little bit snappier.
Okay, thank you. Let's see what Alyssa could do. She's working on the front 4.
I believe Alyssa is throwing a Codex, which
Mom turns around, gives you the thumbs up.
I believe is a
Strong
mid
ball.
to stronger ball.
Come over here quick. Let's watch Chris. Week 10. Let's see here. Chris and his partner, Carrie, are at 137, I believe. Well, not now. Now they're at 166. Becky and Jacob are at 204. Haley and Christine are at 224. And Doug, who still hasn't not thrown a strike, or hasn't missed. He's got, let's see here, 30, 60, 90, 106. Him and his partner at 152. So, scores are tightening up. They're halfway through, just starting the second half of the match. Good shot there by Antonia. Alyssa missed her single pin spare. Let's see what Jacob Gilbert can do. He's working on a strike. He goes Jersey. Leaves the 6-pin. Brad Kemp. You see him just to the left. He gets a strike. Let's see what Becky can do. And we'll switch back over to the scratch side. Becky goes high. Leaves just the 4-7. Trips out the split. Jacob misses his spare. After Brian and John go, we'll take a look at the scores over there. And Brian leaves the split. 4-7-10. Becky's shooting her spare. She picks it up. Look at all that rain coming. Holy cow.
It was 80-something and sunny yesterday. I kind of like that.
Yes. Okay, so Martel and Stid. Curtis has 111 after 5. Martel still has the front 5. Wyatt and Alyssa are at 177 with Ryan on a double. Kemp and Reyes are at 135 with Brad Kemp on a double. John and Brian are at 169 with John on a double. Close match. Let's see what Martel can do. Working on the front 5.
I got high odds on an X. I win.
Surprisingly, there was no youth 300s today.
There was one.
Oh, yes, but he was not in the pot.
He did a first game and he shot 807.
Yes, but he was not in the 300 pot. I believe it is above $100 now.
Woo! There was about, I'd probably say 8 honor scores today. Maybe 9, including... Yeah, there was a lot.
Doug has the front 6.
Doug has the front 6.
Does he get the Motel 6 $600 bonus?
Ooh, maybe. We'll have to ask Matthew. Does Chris Vitale get the under 21 bonus because he shot 21 strikes in a row earlier?
No.
No.
But if Motel 6 wants to call me, probably add them in there.
Yeah, he probably knows what I'm talking about, the Motel 6 front 6 $600 thing. We're going way back in the PBA for that. 10 years?
Yeah, that's way back, all right.
Hey, that's way back for us. Us youngins over here. And don't call yourself not a youngin over there. We're the same
I'm
age.
in. Antonio leaves a 5-pin.
Interesting.
He had a 2-5 up.
I was about to say a two-hander at the 5-pin?
Yes. And Chris Vitale left a 5-7.
That's close.
Yes. There was somebody on the tour yesterday that could have left a 4-5-7-10.
Oh yeah. No, that was on
that was the girls bowling last night.
That was the girls bowling national championship match.
Yeah, she could have left a 4-5-7-10.
She only left the 10-pin.
Yes. Antonio picks up his 5-pin.
Good for Antonio.
Yes. Let's see if Chris can make his 5-7.
Maybe.
And he does. And the crowd goes wild. They like Chris around here. Local fan favorite. Good shot there for John. He's on 3 in a row.
Did you mention that Chris is the coach to Penn Manor?
You just did.
Okay.
Yeah, we've announced that 17 times now. Shall we make it 18?
They were the 16th place cut after the
Okay, that we didn't announce.
being the cut for this final.
That we didn't announce that. Chris Vitale and his partner, they were cut. Oh, wait a minute.
Brian Belanin.
Oh, Brian Belanin. Okay, I was going to say that they weren't cut. Yeah, Brian Belanin and Longacre were 16th place cut. And they went from 16th to 4th with their 3 games. 54.
Not bad.
Let's see what Martell could do. He's working on the front 6.
I got high odds on a strike again.
And
A lot of people just lost money.
Yes.
Pay up. No. I said pay up.
Yeah, I tried to give you $100 earlier.
Okay. I thought I threw it decent enough to stone 8.
Oh. Oof. Speaking of stoning pins. Split there for Christine. Little Andrew Sass makes his spare.
Christine's clean game may come to a halt.
Yeah, that's a good possibility.
I got high odds on that one too.
Hey, I can't say nothing. I made a lot of splits today. I made
That's-
more
that-
splits than I did strikes.
That's bad.
Oops.
That one's saying a lot.
59.
Hey, at least I made them.
That is true.
Did you make a
Let's see what-
7-10?
Let's see what
Almost.
Dougie could do. He
That's
is on
close.
the front 6. He's the only one left that has not missed yet. In the meantime, Ryan Wyatt on 42. He goes 6-8.
Yeah, actually, when he let that go, I thought he short-armed it a little bit.
Dougie. Front 7.
Oh,
I heard a slap there. Becky and Jacob were getting some love, and then they retracted the comment. Kerry goes Jersey, leaves just a 6. Ryan takes his medicine, picks up one of his 2 on the split. Let's see if Alyssa can make her 6 pin. I hear my voice. Matthew is playing it. Alyssa makes her spare. Carrie misses her spare. All right, so Carrie's struggling a little bit. She's got 97 through 8. Partner Chris has 156 in the 7th with a strike in the 8th. Antonio comes in high. He leaves a 4-6. Becky leaves a 6-8 of her own. So split city all of a sudden here.
a 6-8 for a right-hander might be the most odd lead ever.
That is a pretty odd leave.
I think that might be harder than a 5-7-10. It's close.
Jacob comes in high. He leaves the 3-6. What are you seeing there, son number 2?
A lot of bowling.
A lot of bowling. Spoken like a true professional there.
Absolutely. Always here to tell you the obvious.
Becky takes her medicine. Antonio takes his medicine.
A lot of people are taking medicine. Are they sick?
Yes. Well, you know, it was 80 yesterday. Now it's 40.
Yeah, that probably isn't sitting well with a lot of people.
I know I'm not looking forward to your track meet on Tuesday when it's supposed to be 42 and snow showers.
You think I am?
No. Hopefully they'll cancel it till Wednesday.
That'd be okay.
Yes. Let's see what Haley can do. Lane 44.
That looks
up
good.
in the 8th frame.
Oh.
That is a double for Haley.
That's more than I got all day.
It probably is. Christine gets 9. All right, so let's recap some scores here. Let's see, Martel and Stid are at, wait for the scoreboard to come back up. They are at 300 with both of them on a spare after 7. Alyssa and Ryan are at 283, Alyssa on a spare. Antonio and Brad are at, let's see, 8116, 242, but Brad is on a 4-bagger. And John and Brian are at 121 and 128, 249, but John is on 4 in a row.
Doug Sass going for the front 8.
Yes.
That's pretty good. Oh, checked early.
How many 300s were bowled today? Maybe about 5? All
I think more than that.
I think there were 6 or 7.
okay.
If you want to, too many.
Well, none were by you.
That's true because I couldn't carry it out well enough to do that.
I'm lucky I hit 200.
I had 11 strikes the one game, and
And your open cost you winner take all.
it was a good shot. I'm telling you.
All right, handicap side. Let's see here. Chris and his partner are at 259. Chris has thrown his 9th frame. He's got a double. Carrie is now up in the 9th. Jacob and Becky are at 315. Jacob on a spare, Becky on an open. Haley and Christine are at 290. Haley on a double, Christine on a spare. Andrew and Doug are at 336. Both of them on a spare. So I'd say nobody is safe yet. What do we need? Brading goes high. She leaves a 610. By the way, Stid and Martel. Curtis spared in his 8th. And Martel struck. Carrie misses her 10-pin. Ryan converts his 7. Huh. That would have been interesting because that bounced out of the gutter, hit the sweep, and would have went right into the 10-pin.
That never happens if you have the 7-10 standing.
I'll have to check the rules to see if that would have counted. Where's our PBA official rules expert?
Why wouldn't that count?
Because I don't know if it counts if a pin hits the sweep. Alyssa makes her spare. Becky on lane 44 goes 10 back. Foundation frame 9th strike for Becky. Jacob, he comes in light, leaves the 2-5. Antonio working on an open. That's 10 back for Antonio. You know, we were talking about the cold weather before. Someone said that it sucks to be us because they're in Florida. Actually, it sucks to be them that they're not here with PA Fats.
Florida's too hot.
Right, Sons?
Right.
Thank you.
Left.
Thank you.
It's debatable. I might rather be in Florida.
Thanks. Brad Kemp with 5 in a row. Foundation.
You're
Frank.
welcome.
Haley comes in high, leaves the 9-10. That's a strike zone hit.
Yes, it is.
Christine
Take
makes
the
her
take
spare.
after me.
Yes, she is. Haley gets 1. John with his 5th strike in the row. Let's see what Dougie could do. He's working on his first non-strike frame. See if he could strike foundation frame 9th, and he leaves a 9-pin. Interesting hit there. Brian trips out some pins, gives him a strike in the 8th. Andrew Sass, good shot by Andrew, leaves just the 7-pin.
See if Martel could double up. Nope.
7-pin. Let's go over to the handicap side because they are in their 10th frame. Let's see, Chris working on a double. He could strike out for 246. Issues? That's a strike for Chris.
All right.
Carrie left the 4-7. Which she makes. What in the world is he writing?
Who
Stuff for you
knows?
to say.
Stuff for me to say.
You might say.
I do know one of those things is very important. Okay, that is only one thing. Never mind. The 2 a.m. tournament was changed from...
I'm not going to say that part. Chris doubled in the 10th, and Carrie went spare
7.
7. So she shoots with 123,
Yes.
or is that with her handicap?
The handicap is in with the adult score.
The handicap is in with the adult score. Thank you.
So together they shot 375 with their handicap. Right? Did I do that right?
Yes.
375 with their handicap.
Actually, I don't see the handicap. Oh, there it is. All right, never mind. I see it. Yes, never mind. Yes. All right, yes. For Chris and Carey, they are at 375. Chris shot 246 scratch. Carey 123. 6 pins handicap. 275. Jacob shot 158. Becky made her spare. Good shot there by Haley.
Good count here would make Becky and Jacob safe.
Good enough.
Good enough. They will be moving on. With 392? 396.
So even if she guttered, they would have went on.
Close enough. You never
Yes.
want somebody to throw in the gutter, though. You could need one pin, and you'd still need good count. Ooh.
Let's see, 158. They're going to be safe.
Yes.
So it looks like Chris and Carey will be bowing out after this game. Haley with a 157. They will be safe. They will be in the 400s. Christine gets 1. She shoots 155. So 302 scratch and another 312 scratch and 98 pins. Handicap gives them 410. They are safe. They move on. And the Sasses are already safe. So yes, Chris, Vital, and Carey will be bowing out after this game at 375. Over on the scratch side, we are into the 10th frame.
Would you like to flip the camera?
I will in a moment as soon as they're done.
Oh, okay.
But thank you for saying something.
Martel shoots 258.
I really do love the excitement of young Andrew Sass. On the scratch side, Martel with 258, Curtis Stid with 219, 477. They will be safe. Strike there for Ryan. Let's see, and the Sasses were at 187.
And 283.
283, so that is 470.
Yes.
267 for Doug really helps. We may be looking at the team bowing out right now in the scratch division. Seven pin for Ryan. If it's quick, yeah. Well, you're going to get some practice because you're going to flip. .203 with the open for Alyssa, and Ryan is going to be at 215 with the spare. They are going to be at 418, and they will most likely be the team that is bowing out. In fact, I think the other two teams have them shut out already. And if not, they definitely do now with Antonio's strike. Seven pin for Brad. Hello, Big Ben.
That doesn't look like a hello. That looks like a heller.
Hello. 196 for Antonio. 245 for Brad. And finishing up here with Brian and John. Brian goes high. Reminder, they will be flip-flopping after this game. Handicap will move over to 41 and 42. Scratch will go to 43 and 44. Spare conversion there for Brian. $209 for Brian and $266 for John. $475. So Curtis and Michael were at 477. John and Brian were at 475. Brad and Antonio were at 441. And Ryan and Alyssa were at 418. The handicap side, Doug and Andrew were at 470. Becky and Jacob. Actually, Chris and Haley were at 410. Becky and Jacob were at 396. And Carrie and Chris were at 375, I think. The screen just flipped off on me.
Were you talking about Carrie and Chris's score?
Yes,
it was
375, yes. Yes, he does. Actually, I agree.
That concludes our first eliminator match of the finals. Finishing in fourth in the scratch division. Getting a $100 scholarship for the youth and a $100 payout for the adults. Goes to the team of Alyssa Bridingham and Ryan Wyatt.
Bridingham and Wyatt. Fourth place today.
Okay, and on the handicap side, the youth bowler getting a $100 scholarship and the adult a $100 payout. Unfortunately, I gave them their awards to go because they are waiting to get to a banquet. But our fourth place finishers in handicap, Carrie Schurz and their adult partner, Chris Vital. Chris actually had not one, but two perfect 300 games back-to-back today in competition. So congratulations to them. On to eliminate.
Hey, search from Vital, your fourth place finisher. They had to leave quickly to get to a banquet. All right, they're going to flip and warm up for Game 2, which gives us time to talk about the upcoming schedule. We are nearing the end of Season 19. Next week, we are back in... What are you looking at?
I have no idea what the schedule is. I'm trying to figure it out as
Next
well.
week, we are back in Berks County for Major number 9 at Berks Lanes. Sunday, April the 22nd. That is a 10:30 start time. Also that day for you adults, there is a Buddies tournament Scotch doubles that is also at Berks with a 12 noon start time. The following week is the first annual, or the first ever, PJBT Baker Tournament. For those of you that do not know what a Baker Tournament is, that's a team of 5. Bowler number 1 shoots frames 1 and 6. Bowler number 2 shoots frames 2 and 7. Bowler 3 shoots frames 3 and 8. Bowler 4 shoots frames 4 and 9. Bowler 5 shoots frames 5 and 10. It is a lot of fun. Baker bowling is awesome to do. For those of you youngsters out there, if you plan on bowling college someday, there is a lot of Baker bowling that goes on in college. It really gets the emotions up. So doesn't matter if you've ever bowled a PJBT event before. If you are a bowler who's under the age of 21, put a Baker team together. It is, I believe, if you put down a $20 deposit before 11:59 next Sunday, it's $175 a team. I think after that it goes to $200 a team, I believe. The week after that, we have May the 5th, Kentucky Derby Day. We are at Colony Park North in York for a regular season event. That is a 2:30 start time, Saturday, May the 5th. Sunday, May the 6th, our friend Bill O'Neill has his tournament down in Croydon. You could look on, just search the Bill O'Neill. I'm sure he has a website that'll have all that information. And then following Saturday, May the 12th, is our third and final girls-only tournament. This tournament is going to be at ABC East Lanes. That's Saturday, May the 12th, with a 2:30 start time. I believe we are paying out $500, guaranteed first place for both scratch and handicap. So for you females out there, once again, as long as you're age 21 or under, come on out and try your luck for $500. Again, never had a bowl of PJBT event ever before. Come on out and make it your first. The following day, the 13th, we are at ABC North Lane, so we're staying in the Harrisburg area for a regular season event. And then we go to our last event, regular season of the year, Sunday, May the 20th. This event was originally scheduled for Forrest Whitaker Lanes at Norristown, but it's been moved to here at Leisure Lanes. It is the PJBT first ever 2 a.m. tournament. Yes, you heard me correct. The tournament is going to start at 2 a.m.
In the morning.
In the morning, Sunday, May the 20th. So, get lots of sleep, get up about midnight, and come to Leisure Lanes in Lancaster. Our friends in the JBT over in the Jersey, Delaware, New York area, they run this tournament every year, and it is highly successful. They get over 100 bowlers for this tournament every year. So we're going to try it ourselves. It is going to be an added money tournament. I'm figuring there will be at least $500 each for first place, maybe even more based upon entries. And the format for this tournament, it's going to be different than our normal format. It's going to be what we call super match play. I know you want to ask me what super match play is.
Yep.
Say it.
What is it?
Say, Dad, what is super match play?
Dad, what is and isn't super match play?
I'm glad you asked, son. Super match play is every game is match play. But instead of bowling one person, you bowl everybody.
Oh, brother.
Yes, everybody. So let's just say there's, are we going to do first is, like, let's just say there's 30 people. Is first going to be 30 points and last going to be 1, or the other way around?
No, it's 10 bonus pins per bowler. So if you win your match,
Okay.
you have 30 bowlers, you
Yes.
get 290 pins.
Yes. Okay.
You beat 29 opponents.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
290 pins.
Okay. So basically what's going to happen is
Oh, my.
you bowl against everybody. So if there's 30 people bowling and you are the high person that game in your division, you are going to, you beat 29 other people, you get 10 bonus pins per game, so you would get 290 points. If you finish second, you beat 28 people, you'll get 280 points. If you finish third, you beat 27 people, you'll get 270 points. If you beat nobody, you will get 0 points for that game. So that's how we do super match play around here. Are you still confused?
Let's hope nobody shoots 300 or else we're going to have a leader by game 1.
Well, there is going to be a leader after game 1.
And he ain't going to move.
Why? Why? It doesn't matter what your score is. It's all points related. If he shoots 300 in game 1, he would get 290 points. If he shoots 150 in game 2 and everybody beats him, after game 2, he's at 290 points. I think he's going to be passed by a lot of people.
Okay, it makes more sense.
Does that
now.
make more sense now?
Yes.
Yes. It's game for game. It's not going to be, it's like we're not cumulative adding up scores. We're cumulative adding in points. Help him, Brandon. Do you understand that, son number 1?
Yes, but I like the other way better.
Okay.
I like 1 point for first. You want the least points.
Okay. Well,
I think that makes it a lot easier on the math.
well, we know math isn't your strong suit.
Well, it would just be a lot easier to add up. Okay,
Well,
you have high
yes.
score, you get 1 point.
Yes.
Instead, now you got to add 290 and.
Okay, bowling fans, it's time to begin our second eliminator match in the finals. On the handicap side to your left, we have 1, 2, and 3 seeds remaining. Brown McHenry, Gilbert, and Sass. The top 2 in this eliminator match will then take on each other for the title. Your handicaps, once again, are in on the right. Okay, scratch side. We are down to the 1, 3, and the 4 seeds. We have Martel Stid, Reyes Kemp, and Malayan Longacre. Top 2 will now advance to bowl each other for the title. Bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our semifinal matches.
All right, off we go to the semifinals. Yes, Grumpy, it will be a pain to keep track of, but it's a good thing you will not have to keep track of it. We have computers that will take care of all that.
Technology.
Technology. Thanks be to God, Al Gore created that thing called the internet. All right, off and running. Don't forget, handicap is now on the left, scratch is on the right.
And Martell starts every game just like he normally would with a strike.
That is true. He's still looking to get his invitation to championship weekend, by the way. Since he doesn't bowl a lot of events because he's at Robert Morris most of the year, the only way for him to qualify for championship weekend is to get the automatic qualifier to win a tournament. They did have the opportunity to redetermine where they wanted to go based on seeds, so it's not quite the same order that we had last game. Brian and John both strike. On the handicap side, Andrew spared and Doug struck. Jacob and Becky both shooting spares.
Antonio with a Greek church.
Oops.
And
Haley with the strike. You may want to get in touch with who's ever coaching her.
I don't know. I think I know him.
It certainly isn't you.
It is. That's the weird part.
She's kicking your butt.
Maybe I should take some lessons.
Well, as soon as your semester's over, we got to get you ready for junior goal anyway.
Yes, now that I have my urethane ball.
Yes. We're going to have about 7 weeks to tear down your game and rebuild it. That's one thing he's going to do.
Would you say?
He said he's got to learn to hit it less.
Yeah.
We're going to get you down to the Matthew Himmelreich rev rate
Oh boy.
of 6 to 12 for short. Dougie Sass up, lane 41, frame 2. He goes 10 in the pit. Martell leaves a 7-pin. Andrew Sass comes in high. He looks up at the gods after he leaves the baby split. Alex, the oil pattern is High Street. Becky comes in high once again, leaves the 4-7. Martell makes his 7-pin. Jacob Gilbert, he comes in light and mixes them up. John leaves the 10-pin. For those of you that are listening, if you are within driving distance of strike zone up in Pottsville, if you would like to join son number 2 when I teach him how to hit the ball less, teach him how to throw down and in, feel free to come out and join us. I won't charge you that much, about $250.
For a minute.
No. for the night. You know, PA Fats doesn't come cheap. Good shot there by Christine Cohen. Brooklyn. I know. It's actually the other way around, but that's the way I learned it back in the Nelson Burton Jr. days of ABC bowling on a Saturday. Blainen shooting at a 3-7 split on lane 44. He takes his medicine. Hello. Nice of you to join us.
Just because I actually stayed for a tournament doesn't mean you don't have to talk.
Yeah, he doesn't have to talk. He could go away. Ten pin for Antonio. Andrew misses his spare. Back-to-back unfilled frames for him. Alex, I might be a little too expensive for you, my friend. You could start with Bennett as your coach. Good shot there by Brad. Jacob goes Jersey. Antonio makes his 10 pin. Daniel, put on your headset. There's a question in the audience. Cole Regal. Cole would like to know the layout of your freestyle.
My freestyle?
That is what the question is.
Oh, off the top of my head, I believe the pin is about 2 o'clock from my right finger. And, yeah.
Really?
I believe it's somewhere over there. It's either that or it's about 12 above my finger. It's somewhere in between 12 and 2, I believe.
I think it's closer to 12, but what do I know?
It's somewhere around there.
It wouldn't be, because this would get into a roll early.
Oh, ball doesn't hook.
Pin
And
closer to Pap gets it into a roll early. I'm sure it's
then
here.
it's probably at like 12.
Yes.
I don't know. It's somewhere in that area.
Go look at it. Did
It's
you bring it?
outside. And then there's a weight hole probably almost directly below my axis point near my thumb. A really small one. And it doesn't hook. You need some really dry heads for it to hook.
He's got a small near his thumb.
All right.
Thank you, Daniel, for explaining that to Cole. Andrew gets tapped. Leaves the 10 pin. Let's see if he could control his emotions and pick it up. He's got that look like, why me, Lord? Either that or he's looking over at all the signs from all the high school bowling on the wall by lane 52. Antonio comes in high, leaves the 4, 6, 7, 10. Good spare there by Andrew.
The only person I know that sends me a text message when he's 3 feet to my left.
Good shot there by Brad. He's getting his ball to go through the pins in fuego. Antonio gets the 2. Children. All righty. Hey, more power to you. Week 10 there by Jacob. Screen left of what we're looking at right now. Let's see what Martel could do in the fourth. He's strike, spare, strike. Left a 7-pin over here his first time up. That's a better shot. Got that ball to turn the corner a little bit earlier.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
What was that paragraph that Cole typed?
He's looking to get a ball like that. He's wondering what layout will let him throw that ball straighter
Straighter?
with his Matthew Himmelreich rev rate.
I don't know if the layout that I explained would probably work.
I'm not really sure that ball would work.
That ball's really weak. Like, really weak.
I mean, that would work on the fresh for him.
I can't really even throw that ball in like a house shot. Like a fresh house shot, it won't really, I can't get it to hit.
I mean, that ball, for him to play straight, that would not work at all on when the heads are gone.
If you were going to use that, you'd probably go pin down but keep it really shiny. That would be the only way I could see it going down and in and working.
Yeah.
I'd want to get something maybe a little stronger and drill it weaker.
You would want to put the axis hole up above the equator.
Yeah. I would almost say get to play straight up 5 if you're talking challenge. Something a little stronger and drill it how I said that freestyle was. It'll give you a nice smooth reaction. Be something strong with a weaker layout to it. So yeah, it'll allow you to play straighter and make the ball very predictable.
I kind of like Rob's comment better. He said just buy a urethane ball.
That could work. Drill pin down. You'll play straight up 5.
Like yours.
I have 2.
Yeah, the one that you have drilled that way.
The pitch black.
Yes.
I have it pinned under the right finger with a weight hole as low as the thumb.
One of those bowling balls.
Hey, they make good bowling balls.
Sometimes.
There's actually 3 of them in my house.
There is 3. You own one.
Ugh.
But yours is the old Storm logo, just the S.
Yes, back when they were a decent company.
I mean, the IQ Tour is not bad.
No, that is a good ball.
Sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes.
Worked for you today, sort of, kind of.
No, not really. I couldn't shoot more than 2-teen with it. Wasn't carrying good enough.
As we talked up Brad, then he goes big 4 his next shot.
Good pickup by Christine.
Cole, let me give you a friendly piece of advice. If you're not signed to a ball contract, do not settle on one brand.
That's the truth right there.
Absolutely.
I own, I think, just about every brand.
Except for Mo Pinnell.
I don't have Radical now, but I have Brunswick DV8. Do I have?
We had a Radical ball in our house.
We did. I have Ebonite, Hammer, Track, C300. I don't have Rotogrip.
We have a track?
Yeah, my Paradox.
Oh, yeah.
I do not have a Rotogrip ball.
Which was your sister's,
Yes. I have one of every company.
by the way.
You have a Mo Pinnell ball?
I do not have a Radical ball, no.
No, then you don't have every company.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Why not? It's a recognized company. What was your AMF ball?
Ooh, I had one of them. Hey, you know what? Back in the day, the Angle was a really good ball.
The Angle. I'm sure Anthony has one of those.
I'm
Actually, I bet I can guarantee he has
I
one of
can
those.
guarantee you he does. All right, let's look at some scores here. Let's see.
Angle.
After 4 on the scratch side, Martell and Curtis with 178. They jumped out pretty quick. Brian and John with 88, but Brian is on a double. Antonio and Brad at 102. So Martell and Stid way out in front. Brandon Runk says he has more than one angle. I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, I can see it.
If we're going to talk about urethane, the best urethane ball ever made was the Blue Hammer.
He says Anthony has the purple and black angle.
Hey, there was a yellow black. There was a yellow angle too, by the way.
Did you have the yellow angle?
I did not have it. My only AMF ball was the Cobra.
The Cobra.
Yes.
You threw it on 8 feet of oil or something like that.
Actually, that was for back in the day. That was a heavy hook urethane ball.
A heavy hook urethane. So it hooked 6
Yes.
boards.
From a 1 to 10 scale, that would have been like an 8.5 to a 9.
And what would that be considered today? A 2?
Not even.
Okay.
Let's see here. Scores on the handicap side. Doug and Andrew at 184 with Doug on a double. Becky and Jacob at 250. Haley and Christine at 292. Is that a 2 spare for Haley?
That is a 1 spare.
Oh, that was a 1 spare? I thought that was a
That's
2.
good.
I thought that
Hey,
was a 2.
she's clean. I'm not complaining.
That was on a spare. Oh, that's not good count.
Yeah, let's
Great
give her a
count.
thumbs up for that one. Yeah, you know, back in the day when I got that Cobra, I got 2 bowling balls for Christmas.
A Cobra and a red pearl hammer.
How did you know that?
You've told me this how many times?
Yep, Cobra.
Up,
and a
up, up. All right. That shot clock violation.
False start.
5-yard penalty.
I'm done.
First down.
Yes. Cobra and a red pearl hammer.
Yes, and you didn't really like the red pearl hammer, but you liked the Cobra. Throwing them at 8 feet of oil.
Pretty much. And then I moved down to Berks County and got a blue hammer, and that ball was in fuego.
You should have had a black hammer. No,
Oh, solid 9 for Dougie.
sorry, a pink hammer.
That had from a 1 to 10, I'll never forget, that was a 3 on the hook chart rating for urethane balls. The red pearl was a 5.
So it'd be considered a 0.3. Probably
The
about
blue
now.
was either a 9 or a 10.
So it's probably a 1.
Are we talking about the original Blue Hammer?
Yes.
I have one of those.
That was an awesome ball.
I have the remake of the blue hammer.
I have the original one.
I only
In 14 pounds.
I got rid of the blue hammer when I went to the Ebonite Nitro, which was also an awesome ball.
You had the purple one apparently for 3 games or something because
Yeah,
you don't
I-
ever remember throwing
I
it.
have no idea.
The bad part is it was drilled twice and you don't
Yes.
remember having it.
Yes.
And I drilled it and it still hits good.
Yes. Played completely different now than it did then. But I digress. Back to bowling.
We're talking about bowling.
Brandon has that blue Nitro too. A Thunderbolt, blue hammer. He's got a lot of blue stuff. Brunswick Edge. Thank you for telling us your arsenal, Brandon. I appreciate that. Haley gets 3 off the left, 4 off the left. Becky with a spare. Oh, sorry, Brandon. That's right. Yes, that is just yours. But in this commentator's opinion, the best ball ever made. The Columbia Courtesy,
I wish I could throw it more, but I can't get an IT in it.
the original. Yes, that ball you cannot put an IT in that
core
ball.
is too hard to get an IT into it.
Ceramic core. For those of you that have never been around a Courtesy, I suggest if you ever find one, to, if somebody else owns it, to have them throw it and not watch them throw it. Have your back to them. Have them throw a normal ball and then have them throw the Courtesy and just listen for the difference.
Yeah, it's definitely louder.
Ceramic core was the bomb.
It's louder, but the only issue is sometimes you have really some issues carrying corners because it's not a big back end ball. But if you could carry the corners, ooh, watch out.
Well, the issue with ceramic core is the pins actually fly up,
Yeah.
not straight.
Yeah. See Belmonte throwing a Courtesy. How hard would it hit?
Good question. Let's see what Antonio could do working on a double.
He struck.
Good shot there by Skinny.
You just called him Skinny.
Yes.
That's the ball you need, courtesy of Joey Osella.
Your
a green
screen
mamba.
is cracked.
Yes.
Joey has 3 green mambas. I don't know why. He's like, because why not? I don't know. But why?
That is true, Ben. Thank you for that bit of information. Daniel's still trying to read that 2 lines worth of
No,
writing.
I'm reading the other comments. Brandon says, how's sit going? How's it going? What are the scores?
I just said the scores.
Did you?
Yes.
I wasn't listening. That's not nothing new.
That's true.
Martel playing pretty far in there. Oh, that's different.
Andrew Anderson.
I want to watch that.
He just tripped. Well, he's going to trip the 8-pin, and it moved to about the 7-pin spot. That's good.
Wow. What is that ugly look for? Maybe. Good shot there by Christine. All right, we are through 8 frames on the handicap side. Almost. Haley still has her 8th frame to go. Let's see what we're at here. Dougie and Andrew Sass are at 281. Dougie is on a strike. Andrew's on an open. Becky and Jacob are at 317. Both are on spares.
That's hot.
Bad break.
Christine and Haley. Let's see, assuming Haley gets one of these.
Be 140.
364. So right now, Dougie and Andrew got some work to do with 2 frames to go. And Andrew has a 5-10 split. Which he almost makes. And he says, why me, Lord? Why me? Good shot there, Brian. Hello, Lynn. What do you have to say? Tevin is excited to get his Fire Quantum. Thanks to Cole Regal. for keeping an eye on it. Fire Quantum is a good ball. Just be careful with that. It does like to set early.
Well, the way I have it drilled.
Yes.
But I have it drilled to set early,
That is true.
roll a little bit, and then hook.
Yes, it really isn't made to set early, so I retract that statement.
No, it's meant to go pretty long and hook pretty hard. But I wanted something shiny that's a little earlier that I could go to.
I put it back in the count. It was theirs, wasn't it? I believe so. Actually, honestly, I'm a big fan of the Brunswick Quantum line myself.
Well, they're like ceramic core,
Similar.
but because there's no fill, it's shell and core.
Yes, it's a very thick core bowling ball. Antonio just tripped, I think, the 4-5-12.
The 4, 5, 12. All
Yes,
right, I'm going
the
to take
4,
a look
5,
on
12.
where the 12 pin is. Because I don't believe I've ever heard of that.
It was the 4-5-12, all right.
Interesting. Have to do some research.
All right, let's go over to the handicap side because they're going into the 10th.
Good recovery from my better half. And a trip 6 for Christine.
Honestly, Cole, as much as I am a fan of that company with the big M, I would look at another direction. Maybe even looking at the BTU. Let's see what Dougie could do. He could strike out for 245. That's the first. I think Dougie likes bowling in the state of Pennsylvania because I know he talks a lot about league bowling down in Maryland, and he likes to use the word frustration a lot. Curtis comes in high, but breaks up the. Let's see, he had the 3-6-10, then he had the 3-10, and now he has just the 3. Doug trips the. I think that was the 5-6-14.
That was the everything.
Yes. Let's see here. Andrew could strike here for 139, and he does. Big hug from Pop. How come neither of you guys hugged me like that?
I didn't know you wanted me to hug you like that.
That was an invalid question, so I'm going to give you an invalid answer. Nothing.
All right, 400 for Andrew and Doug. 400 on the nose. Actually, they've popped ahead of Becky and Jacob. Yes. They have popped ahead of Becky and Jacob. Becky and Jacob got a little bit of work to do. They are at 363 with Jacob on a mark, so they might need Yes. And a 7-pin for Jacob. And a 4-pin for Mom. So let's see here. Actually, if both of them miss, they are at 400. All right. So that is going to move the Gilberts on to the finals. Looks like the scores are tightening up, too, on the scratch side. We'll get to them momentarily as soon as Brad is done with this shot, which he just split. 3, 6, 7, 10. All right, 202 for Jacob. Scratch. Mom is going to be right around 160, don't forget they get 59 pins of handicap. 30, yes, 59 pins of handicap. 159 for Mom. Let's see. So together with their handicap, they shoot 415. All right. So they will be moving on. Scratch side, we got going into the 9th frame, we got Martel with 147 with a strike in the 8th. Curtis with 178 with a spare in the 8th. Brian 135 with a spare in the 8th. John 99 with a triple. Antonio 32 with a 5-bagger. Brad 144 on an open. Curtis with a strike. Christine playing deflection. Leaves the 5-7-9. Look at Haley go with the 185 game. Mom shot 179. Together with their handicap, they're going to be at 462. All right, so it's going to be the Gilberts against Christine and Haley. Over to the scratch side we go. They are into the 9th frame. Martel doubled and Curtis struck. Brian with a strike. It's going to be an interesting 10th frame. Any team could still get knocked out. Nobody is safe. Antonio is up on 43. He has the last 5. Let's see if he could keep the string going. And he tomahawks the 5. Antonio, you don't slap that out. That should have been the 5. That should have been the 5-7, and you slap it out. Good shot by Brad, rebounding off of his open frame. All right, off we go to the 10th. Let's see here. If everybody were to strike out, 58 and 37, they would be at 495. So if Curtis and Martell strike out, they will be at 495. Well, I can't see. Help me out here. I said 495. Really? 58 and 37 isn't 95? That's your neck, son. Let's see here. If John strikes out, he shoots 249. If Brian strikes out, he shoots 215. That would be 264. Antonio could strike out for 242. Brad could strike out for 204, so that would be 446. Curtis leaves the pocket 7-10.
Come on, Curtis, see you make it.
Seven pin for Martell. All right. Looks like they're going to be about 452, which I believe puts them safe. 451. 226 for Curtis, 225 for Martell, 451. 204. Yes, they are safe because the most Brad and Antonio could get is 246. Seven pin for Brian. So if he spares and strikes, he's got 195. 89. John could still strike out for 249, so that's 44. So that leaves the door open for Brad and Antonio to sneak in. That really now opens the door for Brad and Antonio. High drama here, Daniel.
If this is what you call drama.
It is. It is indeed. All right, 237 for John. Brian with the strike is going to be at 195, so they will be at 432. I believe both bowlers are going to need to strike on their first shot and get good count. Or one of them is going to need to double.
Yeah. Because let's just say he
Wait,
goes
hold on,
strike
Bacon
spare.
46.
He shoots 193 with strike 9 spare. And he were to strike 9 spare, he'd shoot 230.
37.
231. They both need a double, actually, I think.
No.
They're at Antonio needs a double. The other guy only really needs the first one. Kemp only really needs the first one.
Well, one of them needs to double and one needs to get the first one, if my math is correct, and I'm a math guy.
I think it'd help if Antonio got the double, though. Since he's on more than one in a row.
Yes, that would help. And he leaves a shaker 7. So now let's see here. Brad could only go out for 204. Antonio with a spare shoots
it's
221. It is over. John and Brian move on.
Not to be a bearer of bad news, but I think that's what he gets for slapping it out. To be
Well,
honest.
karma, maybe. I don't think it's because he slapped it out. I would say the lanes giveth, the lanes taketh. But he did come in a little high on that shot. He could have easily left the 4-7. He actually almost tripped them both. All right. 221 for Antonio. Brad will be in the 190s. 192 or 193. So we'll have our awards for third place finishers, and then we will flip lanes again.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our second eliminator of the finals. Finishing in third in the scratch division. The youth bowler getting a $125 scholarship. The adult bowler a $100 payout. Goes to Antonio Reyes and Brad Kemp.
Antonio Reyes, Brad Kemp, third place finishers on the day.
And on the handicap side, our third place finishers receiving a $125 scholarship for the youth and a $100 payout for the adult goes to Andrew and Doug Sachs.
Andrew and Doug Sass, third place finishers today in handicap. All right, we flip lanes and get ready for the
Okay,
finals.
on to our title match.
So what's it like watching the better bowler of the family bowl for a title?
It's interesting. It's very interesting. She's too nervous, though. I was just talking to her.
No reason to be nervous. They're all friends. I think.
I think so. Interesting scratch match, though. Your 1 and your 4 seed.
Yeah. And the 4 seed was the 16 seed
Yes.
after qualifying.
And on the handicap side, your 1 and 2 seeds.
Yes. So we can't say this very often. We have Schuylkill County against Luzerne County in Lancaster County.
Yes.
Yes. On the handicap side.
As long as you don't have Lackawanna County, we'll be just
Hey, hey, I grew up in Lackawanna County. Thank you very much. Did you even know that?
Nope.
Or, no. See? You dumbass. Now you owe me an extra Father's Day gift.
I ain't bleeping that out.
It's the internet.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say it on a family-friendly channel.
It's PG-13.
Is it?
Mama wants you to relax. I don't know whose mama that is.
That's my mama.
I doubt it.
I don't know. That Vilko last name doesn't look too friendly
Yeah,
on
I
that
know.
screen.
I know.
I hope she doesn't have that coming out through the phone in the bedroom.
Well, I think your hopes and dreams might get crushed.
I'll get a text. Why'd you do that?
I'm surprised she's not telling you it's 42 degrees out. You better get home.
This is true.
Yes.
It is still raining all day.
Don't forget, next week, ladies and gentlemen, Major number 9 on the PJBT season at Burke's Lanes. For you adults, Buddy's Pro Shop Scotch Doubles. What exactly is Scotch Doubles?
Do you want me to explain?
Do we get to drink scotch while we're bowling?
I would assume you actually know what Scotch doubles is.
Why don't you explain it?
Well, let's say me and Brandon are bowling Scotch doubles. Don't
Okay.
look at me like that. So let's say in the first frame I strike. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Then he can go. He
Yes.
strikes.
Yes.
Then on the right lane I step up, leave a 10 pin.
Yes.
Now he has to shoot it.
So it's alternate shot.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Now, yeah. And then you keep going. So essentially, one person could throw spares the entire game.
Is he right?
I bowled Scotch doubles once.
With who?
It
Where?
was at Strike Zone after Challenge Shot League. That was one of the
Oh.
challenges that
Yes.
I got a tape and a towel.
Woo! Slap that out. Going to Sizzler.
That's the only thing you should be allowed to slap out.
Thank you, Colby, for telling us it's 80 where you're at. I appreciate that.
You know what? Go golfing.
Bring me back something.
Bring me back, I don't know. Where are you?
They're in Florida.
Hmm.
Bring me back some, what do we want from Florida?
Well,
What's famous in Florida?
what's famous in Florida?
Yeah, what's something he
Uh,
can bring us back from Florida? I can't read that through your thing.
She said, tell Jason I said stop it about you getting home as it's 42 degrees. I told you I was going to get a text.
You know what, Colby? Why don't you kidnap, like, Dumbo and bring him back?
Dumbo.
Yes.
Why? An elephant?
Yes, very good.
An animated elephant.
Or one of the dwarfs.
Animated. Okay.
Yes. There you go, Colby. Kidnap Dopey. Or Doc.
Stop talking about animated people.
Not Sneezy, though.
You can't bring animated things to life.
Okay, fine. Kidnap Captain Jack Sparrow.
There you go.
Or wait, Star Wars is Disney now. Give me a lightsaber or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget, we're going to be back here Sunday, May the 20th for our 2 a.m. tournament. Colby, I hope you're here for that.
Yeah. Saturday into Sunday.
Yes, it is Sunday.
I'm
2
not going to like that day.
Yes.
I'm going to try to sleep at like 8.
Ugh. That's going to, like, make for a bad Sunday.
I sleep.
Why did I give him this idea?
I don't know.
Final matches of our 6th adult junior of the season.
Because you're stupid.
I guess so.
Number 1 seed Michael Martell and Curtis Finn taking on number 4 seed Ryan Belanen and John Longacre. On your right pair, we have number 1 seed Haley Brown and Christine McHenry taking on number 2 seed Jacob and Becky Gilbert. The difference in handicap is 39, going to Haley and Christine. Holding fans, let's give a nice hand for our final matches.
All right, off we go. And just to confuse me even more, now the teammates are on the same side. To confuse me. And let's see here. Haley and Christine are getting 39 pins over the Gilberts. Let's see what Haley can do. She's going to be up first. Lane 43. Let's see if she can control her nerves. And she goes light, leaves a washout. 1, 2, 8, 10. Jacob goes a little high, trips out to 4-7. Martell, he goes 10 back. Once again, if you're joining us for the first time, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. And then something with the bell. If you're with the bell or something, you'll get notifications. What's with the bell?
When you subscribe, it'll say subscribed, and then right next to it, there will be a bell, and then when you click that bell, it'll give you a notification on any device that you are logged into when we go live.
Good washout spare there for Haley. That's a good way to calm the nerves there, Brandon.
Absolutely.
How nervous are you for her right now?
I'm probably more nervous than her.
Becky with a strike. Their team starts out with 2 strikes. Good spare there for Brian. Curtis struck on the scratch side. Let's see what Christine can do to fill out the first frame on the handicap side. She is going... Brooklyn leaves the 1, the 2, the 8. That looks like that would hurt. No, I can't read that last word. See if the pro shop's still open. John with the spare. All right, everybody. No, not everybody was clean. Christine missed her spare. All right, Haley is up in the second. She leaves a 10 pin. Jacob working on a strike. And he leaves a 7. Brian left the bucket. I saw it at 71. That was the highest I saw it. Jacob misses his spare. Becky crossing over, leaves the 6, 9, 10. Let's see what John can do in his second frame. Scratch side lane 41. He goes 10 back. Hi, Skip.
What's up?
You're on mute.
No, I'm not.
Now you're not.
I just happened to catch your comment about the Scotch doubles when you said about everybody drinks Scotch while they bowl. And
Yes. And of course you would come running to that.
yes, that I don't know why, but that got my attention. I am ready for a long nap.
How was golf in 40-degree weather today?
Well, not too many people were very happy about it.
He golfed yesterday.
I would have rather golfed yesterday.
Yesterday's the first time ever on a real course I golfed.
I couldn't feel my fingers by hole number 4.
I would believe that.
How'd you shoot?
I had 52 for 9 holes. We only played 9 today.
For the first
And it-
time ever, I shot 110.
And it was the first time I ever swung a golf club this season. So, I think it did all right.
What do you rate 110 for your first time?
110's not bad.
He had a little trouble getting it in the clown's mouth.
I did really bad in the front 9.
The windmill, that'll get you.
Yes. It does every time.
What golf course was this?
Manor.
Manor? Okay. Martel and Stid off to an early lead. Not a big lead, only about 10 pins. Do we have the handicaps figured in on?
Yes, 39 pins for Haley and Christine.
Okay. That is
It's-
about a early 20 pin lead for Haley and Chris.
Let's see what Martel could do. He's on the front 3. See that a little off screen?
Martel and Beladen both striking the 4th frame. That's a front 4 for Michael, double for Brian. Stid up now, working on a spare.
So my 2 children leave and I get my other 2 children.
Well, you know, we're kind of like that.
Hello, everybody.
Becky with a strike.
Hello.
Becky and Jacob both striking in the 3rd frame.
Quite a day out there today, PA Fats.
Absolutely. Very high scores today.
High scores, and we want to thank everybody for coming out for a great event today. 71 teams today. 142 bowlers. It's been a while since we had 142 bowlers at a bowling center.
Yes.
It was a good day.
I was told this pattern played easier than the house shot, so next time we'll be putting out the house shot.
Scores were high. I mean, my Daniel and Matt's brother Brent, they were the low cashing spot, 8th at plus 464.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's 460 more than I had. Michael and Brian up now on 41 and 2. Michael looking for 5 in a row, puts 10 back.
Let's, after these spares here on the handicap side, we'll go over to the scratch side.
Spare there for Haley. Jacob, a little bit of a tough spare. Makeable split though, but tough. Brian comes up high and they all go away.
What an amazing run. I got to mention, I'm sure you brought it up earlier, but what an amazing run for Brian Belanen and John Longacre. They were the 16th place cut after the 5 games of qualifying at plus 195. They went on an amazing run in round 2 of today's tournament where they both had over 560 after 2 in the 3-game second round. They jumped all the way from 16th to 4th, so they were the cut line again to make the finals. And then they survived 2 matches and are here in the title match. So
That's why we bowl 3 more games.
you're absolutely right, and it just proves that no matter what shot's out there and no matter how many bowlers are in the cut, you can make a run no matter where you are. And they certainly have done it today. Whether they win or lose, what a great story.
Yes. You know, during qualifying, We were somewhere down on this end. I think it was 47 and 48. Through the first 8 frames, it was the adults. 2 of the adults had the front 8, and the other adult had 7 out of 8 strikes.
Wow.
We have to put that in the memory banks. High Street plays easy at leisure.
Instead of High Street, we need Low Street.
Yes. Good shot there by Jacob, coming back off the open. Let's see here. Some pretty high scores, speaking of, on the scratch side right now.
Martel looking for the front 6 here. Brian.
He didn't like it off his hand, but...
Brian came up a little high, left the 2-4.
Yes. Once again, Martel needs this victory to secure his spot at Championship Sunday.
I think he wants that more than the actual title today.
Took that words right out of my mouth. I was about to mention that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, though.
Shall I say it
We were-
backwards so you could go say it again?
No, you just had ESP. You were thinking the same thing I was.
You know, speaking of why you say ESP, let's just add the end to it. How about our buddy Joe Palusek?
How about our buddy Joe Palusek? Joe Pants putting on a great show today. Got to be so proud of him.
Yes.
You know, comes out to bowl many of our adult tournaments on the Buddies Pro Shop Adult Bowlers Tour, as many do. And, you know, I'm sure we'll see him hopefully as a pro in a couple of weeks when we have our championship weekend, when we bring in all the regional guys and stuff. But that was an amazing run. And, you know, one thing I want to point out about his run this week at the Masters is one of the reasons I love that tournament so much, especially when the men bowl it, but also when the women bowl it at Queens. Same format. He was the 60th seed of 64 bowlers who made the cut. So you don't have to be the leader after qualifying. You don't have to be even in the top 10. As long as you make it in, anything can happen. And it's all about head-to-head matches, spare shooting, and making shots when you need it. And that's what that tournament is all about. And just that's one of the main reasons that you know, I started the Pennsylvania Masters a couple of years ago, and we do the Masters format. It's very similar when we do our Masters tournament. I mean, we only take the top 16 because, of course, we don't have 4 days to do 64 bowlers. But the reality of it is it's the same kind of philosophy of a double elimination, very exciting bowling. So,
yes,
it's one of my most favorite formats of all the tournaments I run. And I know this year the women will be bowling the Queens tournament out at Reno at the National Bowling Stadium coming up in the month of May. So, Martel with a
late
sleeper
trip on the 7.
That's going to need a
correct
score
that.
change.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
How does he do it?
Front 7.
He acts like he's surprised. When you're good, you're good.
Amazing thing is, on the scratch side, front 7 for Michael. Curtis has 5 out of 6 so far. So they are on pace at the moment to shoot 579. But Brian and John, as much as you would think that would scare them, they can still shoot over 500 right now.
Yep.
They could be in the 510, 520 range. So one errant shot, as we saw last week at the doubles tournament. You know, an open frame. Selmer and Blair last week were on cruise control, and then a miss spare and a strike spare, first ball in the 10th, and all of a sudden, they lost.
Yep.
So anything can happen yet. There's a strike for Haley. Haley Brown.
Missed 10-pin split, a bloody hand. You know.
It is what it is.
Yes. Let's see here. On the handicap side,
It's about it's about a 40-pin lead right now for Haley and Chris. Last I looked, 5, 6, 7, 12, 327 for them through 6 and a half, and about 180.
yeah, about 40-some pins.
Yeah, it's about 40. I was gonna say it was about 2 frames ago.
So basically, it's about a scratch match right now. Let's see if Martel could get the 8th. Yes, he does. And he is bowling as the youth today. What is the 300 pot at right now?
$113. So $113 bonus for a 300 game. We had a handful of 300 games today, but ironically only one out of a youth bowler, and that was Brett Zirkle, who bowled one during game 1 of qualifying, but he was not in the 300 pot.
No.
So the pot still stands, but we've had a handful of 300s and 800s today. Brett Zirkle had 814 for his first 3 today. He was took home one of the cashing spots.
Good shot there by Becky.
Becky Gilbert, good strike. Oh, and a chop spare for Brian Belanin. So that could seal the deal here, depending on what happens in the 9th frame. And Michael Martel is getting one step closer to that elusive victory he needed to make it to championship weekend.
And then you start to think about the fact that, yes, Martel is on Championship Sunday. And we all know what he's done the last couple of years on that day.
Absolutely.
First, second the last 3 years.
Yep. Dethroned by Ryan Graham last year.
Good shot there by Jacob Gilbert, just coming up, hitting a little soft, leaving the 10 pin. Haley not able to convert her spare. So that should open the door for Jacob and Becky. Give them a shot here. Jacob with a good job converting his spare. His form has gotten a lot better over the last couple of weeks. I haven't had a chance to watch him. I'm sure his grandfather will be listening on the live stream, but his form has gotten a lot better over the last couple of weeks. So I could see a lot smoother form. 7 pin there for Christine McHenry.
Becky now a double here would be big for Becky and Jacob here from Becky.
Looked like she dropped it a little bit. Yep, 5-7. Just a little bit off the handle there. But she'll try to slide it over.
Michael Martel now up on lane 41, looking for the front 9.
Christine converts her spare. So they are at 290. Martel with the front 9. Front 9, 3 strikes away from not only a victory, but a bonus of $113. I'll let you guys take home the action.
All right, thank you, Matt. We will zoom in close on the scratch pair for Mr. Martel's 10th frame. Give you an update on the handicap side. Let's see here, 283 for Haley and Chris, and 255 for Jacob and Becky. Both teams on 1 mark.
Good shot there for Jacob. 10 back for the strike. Haley comes up a hair high, leaves a 6-10. Brian struck in his 9th frame. John leaves the weak 7.
Yeah, that match is finished. Curtis and Michael Martel will be your champions today. But we still have a little drama left on the scratch side. And of course, we still have a tightening match on the handicap side.
Becky and Jacob have cut into that lead a little bit.
Yes. This is a big shot here for Becky, foundation frame 9th.
Didn't look like she didn't get all of that ball there when she threw that, so it came up very light. At least 2-4-5, but a very makeable spare.
Christine now up. Leaves the 2-7. So baby split.
All right, and we will focus in here on Michael Martell, looking for 10 in a row.
That's 10.
You could have a whole bunch of people standing right next to him up on the lane playing music and everything, and he probably wouldn't even faze him.
Nope. All right, quick update on the handicap.
Going into the 10th frame.
318 for Haley and Chris. 282 for Jacob and Becky. Jacob is the only one that is on a mark, and that is a strike.
10 pin for Haley.
Zoom in here quick. Big shot here for Jacob.
That's a big double.
And was that, did he cross over on that?
Yes, he did. Trip the 10 pin.
Haley. Oh, just misses her 10. Back over to the scratch side.
Martell looking for 11 in a row. Gets it.
Good shot. Back over to handicap.
Strike here for Jacob would be pretty big here right now for them. The double was big. Now this one could be huge. All right, gets 7. He'd be looking to get at least 2. Important here to cover the count. Pin also for Chris. Michael Martell up now on 42.
$113 shot.
Looking for 300.
There you have it, Skip.
300 game, Michael Martell.
All right, back over to handicap we go. 191 for Jacob.
Made a big spare there.
Yes, big spare here now for Christine. Trying to make her 10 pin. She does.
Let's see what our situation is here now.
So if she strikes, she'll have 207 with her handicap. So 347, and they're at 29. So Becky is going to need a mark.
Gets the strike.
And that, well, she's going to need a decent count here.
I'm going to go get ready for rewards.
All right. All right. 347 for Haley and Christine. Actually, Becky, if she spares here, they will be at 349. So she needs 9 pins on 2 shots. And that is going to be enough. That's let's see here. 158, 191, 249, 349, 347. Yes, that will be enough. Nope. That is a 1-pin victory. One pin victory for Jacob and Becky. And Becky did not know that they won by a pin. All right. They came back. They were down 28 going into the 10th. Alex, WrestleMania started out really good, went downhill after about the halfway point, and I'm sure Danny will not be able to bowl Monday nights because he's got to get a job. All right, so we will have award presentations, and then I will set up for post-match interviews. By the way, the final scores, Martel and Stid, 555 to 416 on the scratch side. Handicap side was 348 to 347.
Scholarship for the junior and a $125 cash payout for the adult goes to Brian Belanen and John Longacre.
Brian Belanen and John Longacre, your second place finishers on the day.
Our runner-up finishers in the handicap division. The youth bowler getting a $150 scholarship and the adult bowler getting a $125 payout. Goes to the team of Haley Brown and Christine McHenry.
Haley Brown and Christine McHenry. Tough second place finish today by one stick.
And our winners for today. Starting with the adult. On the adult scratch side, receiving a $150 payout and his plaque for his victory goes to Curtis Stid.
Curtis Stid, your adult champion on the day.
And our youth champion in the scratch division, receiving a $313 scholarship. Yes, that's $200 for the win and $113 for the 300 pot as he bowled a 300 game in the final. 313 and the first place plaque and his spot in Championship Sunday goes to
Michael Martell, $200 for the victory, $113 for the 300 pot. Crap.
In the handicap division by just one pin in a great match. The adult bowler receiving a $150 payout. I hear drinks are on her tomorrow night. And a plaque goes to Becky Gilbert. And the youth champion receiving a $200 scholarship, certificate, and first place plaque goes to Jacob Gilbert.
All right, the Gilberts. First place.
Congratulations to all of our winners. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Stay tuned. We're going to get a picture with our winners real quick, and then we'll send them back for a final interview.
All right, the Gilberts first place today in handicap. I will reset the camera. Actually, Daniel will.
We have our 9th major of the season for PJBT at Burks Lane, sinking
Why, yes, it is. Not to keep, though.
Oh.
Brandon, are we good? Are we good? Thank you.
Uh,
All right, we are here today with our handicap champions, Jacob and Becky Gilbert. Congratulations. Shake my hand.
Thank you.
Well, I know you didn't think you won.
No, I
No.
didn't.
Did you think you had a double in the 10th? Like, were you, like, did you even think you had a shot in the 10th?
I knew it was close going into the 10th. I figured I would have needed to double. I'm not a scorekeeper when it comes to tournaments or even during league, so I'm genuinely usually surprised.
That was some pretty good 10th frame bowling. You struck
Yeah.
in the 9th, you struck in the 10th, and you made a washout, I believe.
Yeah.
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 He carried Mom that game.
Yes, he did. Well, yeah, he shot 191 to Mom's 157. So, how did you attack High Street today, Jacob?
I just threw it.
I just threw it. Well,
I picked the ball that worked the most, and I shot.
move that before it falls.
You started with your cherry vibe
Yeah.
for the first 8.
Okay.
Then I switched to the Brunswick edge, and finished it out.
I'll assume all drilled by Kegler's Pro Shop?
Yes.
Yes.
Why not?
Why
Of course-
not?
Of course it is.
And, Mom, how did you attack High Street?
Just used my radical, threw it,
Yeah.
tried to be consistent, hit my mark, kept moving left.
Grip it and rip it, huh?
Pretty much. I'm a one-ball bowler, so there's no going to my arsenal for another ball.
So, bowling in general question. How, you're the manager of Strike Zone up in Pottsville.
Yes.
How has the bowling business been for the last couple of years? Like, is it starting to come back on the rebound, or is it kind of stagnant?
I want to say it's on the rebound, but it's on the rebound in the aspect of its open bowling.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's the league bowling that is slowly dwindling. Open bowling play has definitely exceeded league.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
I mean, the league bowlers have always been the bread and butter of the bowling industry.
Yep.
But that's the way it is. All right, Jacob. See that camera there? You can say whatever you want right now. Thank whoever you want. I know you're going to thank PA
All right.
Fats, of course.
Thank you, PA Fats.
Thank you for thanking me first.
You're welcome. All right. Well, I'm gonna pull a Rob. I'm gonna pull a Rob Jennings here.
Okay.
Thank you, Kegler's Pro Shop, for drilling all my equipment.
Mhm.
Thank you for my mom for putting me in this tournament and bowling with me. Thank you, Matt, for holding this tournament. What else is there? Oh, thank you for my grandfather, Dan Fitzgerald, for teaching me how to bowl.
That's important.
And I don't know. What
Anything else?
Did I miss anything?
No, you
I
probably
don't
got
think so,
got
no.
most. Becky?
Oh, jeez.
First, I'd like to thank the Academy.
Yeah, no. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Jacob for letting me bowl with him today. He's
You're
had
very welcome.
he has quite a few different partners lately, so today he chose to bowl with Mom. To Rob Jennings, you're out. I'm in. So you're done bowling with Jacob in adult juniors.
I didn't say anything about this.
I guess I mostly have to thank my dad because he taught me as well.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Dan's a great guy. I've known him for a few years now.
even though I still don't know my right from my left.
Yeah, well,
The Academy of Dan Fitzgerald.
there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are handicap champions today, putting Schuylkill County on the map. The Gilberts, Jacob, Becky, shake my hand again.
I will do this.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks.
I am dull.
Did you just say you're dumb?
Yes, I am dull.
Dull. Oh, dull. Okay. All right, now for our scratch team. Yes. Ooh, wahoo. While Michael's coming in, let me just say here, and I mean this of all jokingly, because you and I could kid back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you had a partner there in that last game.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you shot 255.
Yeah, well, happens.
Yes. All right, your scratch division champions on the day. Basically, you led wire to wire. Did you have the lead after the game 1 or?
We took the lead game 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Gave it back for a game, then got it back from game 6 on.
Okay.
I think.
This is Curtis Stitt, Michael Martell. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. High Street. How do we attack it today?
With a bowling ball.
That helps. Yes, that helps.
Do you want specifics?
However you want to say it.
I never moved my feet right or left of like 23, 24. I started with a Fierce Phobia by Hammer. Threw that the first 5 games. Went to a combination of a Phenom Pearl and an Ultra Heat and match play. Did the same thing, and these 2 pairs were a little different, so I threw a Phenom Pearl on one pair, moved about 8 right on the other pair, and threw the Ultra Heat, and then went back to the Phenom Pearl the last game.
Okay.
Started with a Code Black. That lasted about a game. Then I threw the Quantum.
Good ball.
For the next 4, threw the Code Black, and then the last 3 games qualifying. Then threw the Code Black the first game of the finals. Then the Quantum the last 2 games. And
wow.
Try to stay inside pretty much all day and hit them light. Hit them light a lot.
Scores were pretty high today on the scratch side.
Yeah, I averaged like 245 in qualifying. Didn't win any side pot really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Took 464 just to cash today. For 8.
Yeah,
464 was 8th.
Scores are really high. This place, the pins bounce.
Yes.
You
yes,
get to the hole, you get there a little light. You tend to carry a lot of messengers.
So I'm going to ask you about college, and more specifically college bowling. Then I'm going to ask you about your business, because I know you're an entrepreneur these days.
Yeah.
So let's start with college and college bowling. How's it going out there?
We're doing well. I'm flying tomorrow to Nebraska for intercollegiate singles and team. I have a couple teammates bowling singles, so we gotta go. I'm gonna go watch them.
Okay.
And then we start team on Thursday.
Okay.
Team did pretty well this year. I was a academic All-American as well as a second-team All-American.
That's what I like to hear.
For NAI. I'll find out Wednesday if I got any national awards. But the team did really well. Everybody had a couple all-tournament teams. We had a couple tournament wins. I think we're coming together at the right time. Obviously, give a shout-out right here to Kenny for awesome bowling at the Masters.
Yes, that's correct.
Everybody's coming together at the right time. This should be a good week in Nebraska for us.
And he's majoring in accounting. He's following in P.A. Fats' footsteps.
Not so fat.
Yes, P.A. Fats is giving. That's the first thing he said to me. He goes, "You're half the man you were the last time I saw you."
Continuing to go down as well.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Businessman.
What's up?
How's that going? Tell the world what you're doing and how that's going.
What do I do? So I do online sales, sell stuff on Amazon and eBay, get stuff from different distributors and whatnot, and find stuff to resell.
You know what? I know people back before the internet took off that did that stuff that would set up at farmers markets and flea markets, and they made a living.
Well, when I was younger, used to go to the farmers market with my grandpa like every Saturday when I was like middle school, and that's evolved. Obviously, I don't do that anymore. But online business and shopping is the way of the future.
Absolutely.
So just taking advantage of that trend.
Absolutely. All right, guys, say whatever you want to say, and thank whoever you want to thank, as long as PA Fats gets in there.
All right. I'll start by thanking my mom for driving me here today. Nice short notice. I found out like 24 hours ago that I was going to bowl.
Hey, thanks for bowling, man.
No problem. Thanks to my college teammates for always putting me in the right spot to work on some stuff, get better. Thanks to Curtis for bowling. That was a pleasure to bowl. It was fun. Thanks to PA Fats, of course, not so Fats, for doing a great job on the commentary and everything, and thanks for you guys for running a great tournament today.
Thanks Hyundai for getting my car here today, making it run. Thanks. Just thanks.
I gotta say one more thing. Thanks to Ebonite International and Hammer and Track in Columbia for allowing me to throw the best balls on the market and succeed daily with them.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your Scratch Division champion taking home the title. And this gentleman here shooting 300 on the live stream in the championship match, taking home $113 for that. Curtis Stitt, Michael Martell, congratulations, gentlemen. And congratulations making championship weekend now.
Always a pleasure to be there.
Yes. All right.
See ya.
Yes, see ya. I know I'll see you at championship weekend, too. Now we'll wait for Skip to come in.
Oh, jeez.
You could sit if you want.
I'm just waiting.
Okay. All right. Another week done.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye. See ya.
All right. Next week, we are at Berks Lanes. 2 tournaments. We have Major number 9 for the youth. Skip and I will be primarily running that tournament, so any help we could get would be appreciated. Also, Buddy's Pro Shop event, Scotch Doubles, for any of the adults that want to bowl. I think he's guaranteeing $2,000 with 40 teams.
Yeah,
2,000 first place.
At least 1,500.
Yes.
1,500 minimum. So.
Yes. And then the week after is the very first ever PJBT Baker Team Tournament. So if you want the discount for that, get a $20 deposit in by 11:59 next Sunday night. You can pay it next week live or at www.pjbt.com. You have anything else to say?
That's everything.
All right, let's wrap it up for the entire PJBT crew. We will see you from Berks Lanes next Sunday. Have a great rest of your evening.
See ya.
Bye-bye.